Welcome to KonKon's Cantina. Grab a drink, sit back, and relax.
What is up, everybody? It's your boy, it's KonKon. Back at it again. That was a subtle "we back" from Justin, because he's not here. That's okay. Super quick. I don't know if this is going to be 82 or 83. This is going to be a Star Wars news episode. We had Loki. We had a lot of stuff happen this week. There's some pretty crazy Star Wars news that I definitely wanted to talk about. So it's just going to be me today, because I definitely wanted to have an episode, and I definitely wanted to talk about this stuff. I mean, it's stuff that really can just be talked about by one person, and we really try to avoid kind of like the news feed dump, but this stuff is pretty crazy, and I'm excited to talk about it. So, of course, housekeeping real quick. You guys already know. Social media, Instagram, everything at KonKon's Cantina. Please leave in a review for the podcast, like the podcast, and share the podcast. That is seriously how we are found and given to new people, and we really, really appreciate it, guys. We still have some rec shirts up on the site that definitely goes and helps support the podcast, so anything that you guys can do there would be greatly appreciated. And this episode is sponsored by our Patreon group, guys, and special shout out to Ricky. Ricky is one of our patrons, our Pantanos, our Pantinos, and unfortunately this past week, Ricky has lost his wife in death. So thoughts and prayers for you, man, seriously. I know we're going to make a post in, sorry, I'm getting a little choked up, making a post for you in the Facebook group, man. We really appreciate it. He's one of our avid listeners. He's always active in Discord. He messages me a lot, and we really appreciate your support, and we're here to support you, man. So we're very sorry for your loss, and we hope that the small community here at KonKon's Cantina can help bring you some comfort, man. All of our other Patreons, of course, guys, we love you and very much appreciate you too, and thank you for supporting us as always. The agenda of this episode, once again, is just super simple. I'm going to be talking about some Star Wars news that has come out as of late. We have stuff about Book of Boba Fett. We have stuff about Mandalorian Season 3. And we even have some new books that I'm super excited about. And I think the thing that I'm excited about most is we have news about Star Wars Visions, which I'm super excited about to talk. But we are a Cantina podcast. So I'm going to go into the Cantina right now.
Welcome to KonKon's Cantina. What are you having? But remember, no droids.
I am drinking a gin and tonic. Now, the reason why I'm drinking a gin and tonic is gin and tonics can be very refreshing, but I do gin and tonics a little bit differently. I mean, who would I be if I didn't do them a little differently? A lot of people, bartenders will pour the gin, they'll take the bar gun, hit you with your tonic, and it's kind of flat, and they only garnish with a lime. Lime is super refreshing, especially when lime is not overripe. I mean, it's every fruit has its right area for ripeness. So especially when it's really nice and ripe, I will cut a smaller lime. Limes can get pretty big, but a generous size lime. Cut it in half. I'll muddle the whole thing. So I have, like a muddler, squeeze it. Get all the lime juice in first. 2 shots of gin. I like cheaper gins that are less floral for my gin and tonics. A lot of people like more floral notes, rose and other things like that in their gin. I do too, but not for my gin and tonics. For my gin and tonics, I want that acetone, that rubbing alcohol type taste for real. So 2 shots of that and about 4 to 5 ounces of tonic water, whatever your measuring device or your cup is. Right now I'm drinking out of a mason jar. And the other thing is pour your tonic water nice and simple. We all know those people who pour their carbonated drinks like cavemen, and then it's not carbonated anymore. I can't be the only one who that gets under their skin, for real. Pour it gently. Let the drink itself stir it. It's going to go to the bottom. It's going to mix up the lime juice. It's going to mix up the liquor, and then the bubbles are going to go up. And because of that, it's going to mix your drink. You don't need to put your finger in it. You don't need to get a thing and stir it. You don't got to do any of that. And the other thing that I do to set off the gin and tonic just a little bit, I add a crack of salt. Like fresh salt, like pink Himalayan salt, not like regular idolized salt. Just one tiny crack. That is it. Super good. I could pretty much drink this all the time. I could drink this with any meal. Not something that I want like when I'm cutting the grass or anything, but I think this would be a solid 6 out of 10 Mandos that would definitely dig this and drink this every single day. So, Star Wars news. Not going to be a long episode, so bear with me. The very first thing is we're pretty big into books in this podcast. We're constantly talking about the Thrawn series in particular. Me and Justin both, we have a love affair with the book Lost Stars, which actually, ironically, is a love story, a young adult novel for Star Wars. Super, super good. We talk about books often. This new book that's coming out, I'm curious to see what it is. It's kind of like it's not a graphic novel. It's the word's escaping me. Visual dictionary is what this is more like. So in Star Wars, this is what it's called. Battles that changed the galaxy. Go inside the crucible of war. The new Star Wars book explores the fall of the Republic, the Galactic Civil War, and the conflict between the First Order and the Resistance. The new Star Wars book, The Battles That Changed the Galaxy, expand upon the momentous clashes in the galaxy, altering the events of the unfolded beginning 13 years before the formation of the Galactic Empire and beyond the battles of the Republic. Subsequent sections, chronological, and the things that sparked the rebellion off the muddy surface of Mumbai, by the raid of the rain-soaked Imperial outposts of Edu, and all across the Galactic Civil War that started on Scarif and ended with the Battle of Jakku. The rise and fall of the First Order that scattered the Imperial remnants, leading to the clash between the Resistance fighters amongst the fractured New Republic and the climactic Battle of Exegol. So really, really short description there, but, we all the way from, the prequels all the way to the sequels. I'm really hoping that we get kind of those nitty-gritty stories from people that aren't main characters, and that is something that we love about Lost Stars. You follow 2 main characters that travel through almost the entirety of the Galactic Civil War. If you're unfamiliar with what the Galactic Civil War is, the Galactic Civil War is the time period of the Empire versus the Rebels. That is the Galactic Civil War. And it follows these main characters amidst other characters like Han and Luke and Leia, but it's not focused on them. It's focused on these smaller characters. And I think this is something me and Justin have talked about numerous times, and it's something that we want spotlighted more in Star Wars, is there's so many stories that can be told from the little people and the people that we haven't seen. I feel like we're done with the Luke Skywalkers. I feel like we're done with the Rey Skywalkers. I feel like we're done with the Han Solos, except Solo 2. Give us Solo 2. We need Solo 2. And I'm really hoping that this is more of just a graphic dictionary. I hope that this does give us kind of like tidbits and more stories. Definitely something that I want to see more of, so I'm super excited about that. I try to buy all the visual dictionaries. Super cool. They have the coffee. They're amazing coffee table books. Something to just have, out. Your guests come over, they pick it up. Me and Justin both have the lightsaber one. Very oddly shaped too. It's like really long, and it has like full panel openings where you can actually see the hilts, like 1-to-1 scale. Super, super cool. So I have high hopes for this book. Really excited about that. The next part. This is what I'm most excited to talk about. Star Wars Visions. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what Star Wars Visions is Star Wars anime that is coming to Disney Plus. Now, I can't remember off the top of my head when exactly it was announced to come out, but this was announced during the Disney Investor Day. Feel free, we have 2 episodes on the Disney Investor Day. We have the Disney Investor Day with our Patreons. We all got on Discord. We talked about it. It's a super fun episode. Go listen to it. And that is where we talk more in depth about Star Wars Visions. And then we have a follow-up to the Disney Day with just me and Justin. And that's where we kind of dive deeper into these. So Star Wars Visions is going to be shown. We're getting a sneak peek at Anime Expo LITE. So get a sneak peek of the animated anthology from renowned anime creators and the storytellers during the visual panel this July. Today, Anime Expo announced that Lucasfilm will bring the galaxy far, far away to Anime Expo LITE this July with the new panel of Star Wars Visions sneak peek. We'll be joined by the hosts, and we will also be joined by the executive producers of the show as we get an inside look at Star Wars Visions before the series debuts on Disney Plus later this year. So we are getting it this year. That's super exciting. To check out full details, you can go to starwars.com/visions. There you'll get the sneak peek. This is going to be a 30-minute duration that will take place July 3rd, 2021 at 3 p.m. PST. Lucas Star Wars Visions is an upcoming anthology animated shorts celebrating Star Wars through the lens of the world's best anime creators and storytellers. Tune in for this sneak peek that will leave you not only excited for this all-new Star Wars story from galaxies far, far away, and once again, to learn more about Star Wars Visions and upcoming projects, go to starwars.com. Super excited about this. We have not talked about anime that much on the show. Me and Justin are both huge fans of Cowboy Bebop. I could just name anime after anime, but that is not what this episode is about. We definitely need to have an anime episode. To anybody who kind of like turns their nose up at anime, I can understand where you're coming from. First glance, it can seem childish, over the top, cringy. Characters are very, very over the top with their emotions. But there's something about exploring stories in further depth than just a movie, because you get more time, and that's really where anime comes in, where you have these series that are like 200, 300, 400 episodes long. I mean, some of the best animes in the world, in my opinion, are under 30 episodes, but if you think about it, even 30 episodes at 30 minutes a piece, that's way longer than any full-length movie, and that's longer than most full-length trilogies that we get. So the time that you get with the world building and the character character development, I mean, it's really bar none. You can't compare it. So I'm super excited about that, and I hope this is cool. I mean, I'll definitely be tuning in to this. Once again, that is July 3rd, 2021 at 3 p.m. PST, and the live stream will be on starwars.com. I'm sure you can find it on their youtube.com/Star Wars, all that stuff. But I will definitely be tuning into that. Book of Boba Fett has finally finished filming. Tamora Morrison, by now the video will be up on our Instagram. The video is kind of funny to me because like Tamora Morrison like almost has like this charisma where I swear he's like constantly trying to seduce you. And so he has this video where he's back in his hometown and he is getting into a spa. And he's just, once again, he's kind of promoting the Book of Boba Fett. But once again, after 7 months of filming, he talked about a lot of combat scenes. I gotta eat crow on this one. So originally I had said that I was super kind of pissed that we obviously weren't getting Mandalorian Season 3 right away, which we're not. We're going to get into that next. And I specifically said that I will not watch this show. I said this multiple times now. I said that I would not watch the show, and that I would sit crisscross applesauce on the floor, and old man Jay Breezy would have to sit in a rocking chair and explain it to me like it was story time. And I'm like really regretting that, but I have way too much pride to watch the show. And with that being said, next piece of news. Mandalorian Season 3 unlikely to film until later this year. I think we kind of all got that. It doesn't give an explanation as to why, but there's some key points that I wanted to bring up in this article, which ties into Book of Boba Fett. One of them saying, the Book of Boba Fett will be more closely linked to Mandalorian than we thought. Linked as a spin-off, it will be a well-known source has told us that this series will be as, quote, Mandalorian Season 2.5, end quote. With characters from The Mandalorian slated to appear in this series that currently co-stars Ming-Na Wen as Fennec Shan. So right here we have characters from The Mandalorian who are going to be teaming up with Fennec Shan. And I'm wondering why they specifically said Fennec Shan and not Tamora Morrison. I'm wondering if they get split up at some point, and that's where these other characters that we've known from Mandalorian are going to come into the picture. Super excited about that. Star Wars fans are going to have to wait just a little bit longer for more adventures from Din Djarin the Mandalorian. The upcoming spin-off series Book of the Boba Fett has officially wrapped up filming and is scheduled for December premiere on Disney+, as was previously confirmed. The Mandalorian, which reintroduced Tamora Morrison's bounty hunter to the Star Wars franchise, revealed the new spin-off at the end of Season 2, and the Book of Boba Fett has been filming in Los Angeles and on stage as the first series created by Jon Favreau for Disney+. Same stage. So, everywhere that they were filming Mandalorian, they were filming Book of Boba Fett. However, Season 3 of The Mandalorian is currently not headed into production. That is because the LA stages are, for at the moment, being used in the upcoming Star Wars film ObiWan Kenobi series, limited series, which is starring Ewan McGregor in his first official return to the galaxy far, far away since 2005's Revenge of the Sith. The show is set 10 years after the events of the film in its production, and the series will reportedly take over many months. We hear that the plan for Mandalorian Season 3 to begin filming at the end of this year, or at the very latest, early 2020, which means that its seasons will not premiere on Disney Plus likely until late 2020. That's a big blow for me. That's a big blow for me. I'm sure that's a pretty big blow for a lot of Star Wars fans in general, but specifically for me, Mandalorians were always like, they've always been my favorite. I mean, of course, when I was younger, I liked Luke and I liked Han and, I liked Vader and I loved my toy lightsabers and all that stuff. But as I got older, there's just something about Mandalorians being Mandalorians, like being these BAs of the galaxy. And I wasn't a big Boba fan growing up, but really, really liked Django. And then, of course, that was my introduction to Tamora. So I actually really, really enjoyed Tamora's Boba Fett in Mandalorian more than I enjoyed Empire Boba or Return of the Jedi Boba. But I'm super excited about that. And the last paragraph of the article: the delay in the Mandalorian's filming timeline can also be likely, in part, and be attributed to actor Pedro Pascal's commitment to the TV adaptation The Last of Us, which is also slated to start production in July of this year. Pascal has been cast to play the main character Joel alongside Bella Mancies and some other casts that will be held in the HBO series. With the Book of Boba Fett and the Andor and the Obi-Wan Kenobi series all being produced and production or being wrapped, we are likely to start seeing. We will. Wow, that was a bad sentence I read. We are unlikely to be starved for live action Star Wars content on Disney Plus ahead of The Mandalorian Season 3. That was the end of the article, and it's a great point. We have the Andor coming up. We have Book of Boba Fett that is definitely coming out at the end of this year. And then by the time Boba Fett wraps up and by the time Andor wraps up, we're getting Kenobi. And by that time, we might even be getting two of these shows at one time. I mean, even right now, we're getting Bad Batch, which was kind of lackluster at first. Now it's really starting to take off. And we're having Loki at the same time, which Loki has just been a ride all in itself. Our last piece of news that I wanted to talk about. This one's disappointing. I actually had to exhale for this one. Liam Neeson dispels rumors of any Obi-Wan Kenobi series role. Quote, "I have not been approached," end quote. Once again, super disappointing. I can't think of Obi-Wan without Anakin, and I also can't think of Obi-Wan without Qui-Gon Jinn. This particular article, this was taken from Entertainment Weekly. I mean, I didn't get this from Comic Book. I didn't get this from We Got This Covered. I got this from an actual entertainment outlet. And not only that, he talked about this on Jimmy Kimmel. So it was this is super confirmed. He's not going to be in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which just sucks. I mean, it says he hasn't been approached. I guess that could change because the show has not finished filming. But in my head, I'm not sure what role he plays that doesn't begin with him literally starting training that Yoda gives him. At the end of Return or Revenge of the Sith, immediately telling him that Force Ghost Qui-Gon, and he teaches him how to communicate with him. Despite the hopes and dreams of Star Wars fans, Liam Neeson says he is not appearing in the ObiWan Kenobi Disney Plus series. Jimmy Kimmel posted the question to him as the actor went on the Jimmy Kimmel Live this week to promote his new movie, The Ice Road. Quote, "I heard Ewan McGregor was going to do a series." Liam said, "No, I don't think so. I have not been approached," insinuating that Disney could not afford him, which seems extremely unlikely. Neeson added, "They don't have enough money." Neeson featured as Qui-Gon Jinn, Jedi Master of McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Of course, the character dies at the end of the hands of Darth Maul, but he is a character that definitely needs to come back. This is super disappointing to hear. I don't think that him coming back would have been like something that detracted from the series. I don't think that it would detract, Hayden coming back. I don't think it would detract from Obi-Wan Kenobi coming back. So once again, I'm not entirely sure as to why they're not having him back. It really doesn't make sense to me. But in the words of Rule Farm Boy, it's not my story to tell, and you just got to go with it. And regardless, I'm sure that the Obi-Wan Kenobi show is going to be absolutely fantastic. I mean, they promised like 1 hour episodes. I believe it's 6 episodes, and Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader is supposed to be in every single one of them. So super high hopes for this show. Shout outs to the episode that me and Justin did. I don't remember the episode number off the top of my head, but we kind of had like a deep dive into it. We called it the Kenobi cast because the Obi-Wan Kenobi show released the entire cast lineup. And we went in and kind of gave like our predictions on what each character would do, what each character would be. By the way, set photos have leaked for Obi-Wan Kenobi, and they have confirmed one of the villains. So if you don't want to know or you don't want to see any of that, be very, very careful. I have not posted, nor do I plan on posting the leaked photo sets. So just be careful on Reddit and all that stuff. Even other Star Wars Instagrams, other Star Wars podcasts, just be careful. I know even myself, I can be guilty of spoilers. I didn't give a spoiler warning at the beginning of this, so sorry if anything spoiled for anybody, but just be careful with those. Once again, guys, tell me what you're excited about, okay? Tell me in the comments below, tell me which one of these you're excited about. Once again, we have the new visual dictionary going into depth of all the Star Wars battles, okay? The Crucible of War of Star Wars, super excited. Then we have the upcoming sneak peek, which is what I'm personally most excited about, of Star Wars Visions. We're getting the 30-minute sneak peek. Once again, that is July 3rd, 2021, 3 p.m. PST on StarWars.com. And that will be live streamed on all their platforms, so YouTube, all that stuff, Facebook. Of course, we have Tamora Morrison confirming that the production of the Book of Boba Fett has finished, and it will be premiering this December on Disney Plus. So be sure to come back in December. Stay tuned till December. Me and Justin will definitely be covering that as well. And then, of course, we have the confirmation of Mandalorian Season 3 not starting filming until later this year, which I guess that's not something to be excited about, but it's definitely something to talk about for sure. And then, of course, Liam Neeson confirming that he is not going to be Qui-Gon Jinn, apparently, in the upcoming Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So it was just me this week, guys. Still, I hope you enjoyed it. I wanted to keep this short and sweet. Definitely some stuff that needed to get out there and that I wanted to talk about. We've got some exciting stuff coming up. Be sure to stay tuned, okay, guys? We are still doing the Cantina of Heroes where we are talking about Loki. And then, of course, every other week we are coming back to discuss Bad Batch. We are doing those episodes 2 at a time. Once again, I was your boy. It's KonKon, and we'll see you guys next time.